Hey everyone, how are you? This is TMI Live, and I'm wondering why the screen's up. Okay, there we go. Hi, how are you? Hopefully, I'm coming in clearly. I didn't get a chance to double check the microphone. Yeah, I forgot it was Wednesday too. Portia Speedster just posted up there. I forgot it was Wednesday. So did I. I was like, I was busy this morning. I'm like, realized, oh crap, I've got a TMI live today. I better put something together. So yeah, and also a bit of a challenge today because originally I was hoping to have a guest uh, to talk about animation today, but because of I don't know, the difficulties of the culture war is still going on, despite the fact that I'd like to think that we're over all of this, but I got a call today from a friend who's an animator who was going to be on the show, but then had second thoughts, got cold feet because I've got three different channels. My biggest, most popular channel is my 2A channel, but I also cover gadgets, otaku, anime, and traveling. But he was concerned about, because my biggest channel is 2A related, that it would get back to him where he works, and this is Hollywood, like it or not. And the company he works for, well, he even complained the fact that just the number of emails he gets about politics and what they're supposed to talk about or what they're supposed to say or not say publicly. That's just the kind of self-censorship that's going on with big Hollywood studios on all their employees and also their contract workers. It creates this oppressive sense of censorship that it's hard for anybody to just divorce themselves from the politics of it, just get to work and just have an opinion. So yeah, he was getting cold feet, and I didn't want to get him into trouble with his work. And this is not a strictly political show by any stretch, but I totally understood it. And I said, hey, you know what? I don't want to cause any trouble for you or any of your potential freelance work. So it's all right if if you're not a guest today. So this is the reason why I'm going solo today. But it's also just an indictment of the current or the ongoing pall on just creativity and freedom of speech that goes on in media and Hollywood and creativity. So that is what it is. So hey folks, how does it sound? How is the audio right now? I just want to double check, make sure I'm coming in clearly. With this microphone, I should just double check here on my settings, make sure that this is coming through. I'm seeing some nice lines, and I'm going to echo cancellation, but we'll just see if that does anything. Okay, so I see a good for Portia Speedster, a good from Michael Dunn, 5x5 from Pick. So let's proceed. All right, and by proceeding, let's start with our sponsor, Aura.com, which is a cybersecurity. And speaking of cybersecurity and being online, which I have been for the last week or so, because I was traveling down in LA, and as I was La La Land and the land of self-censorship. Well, I was down there and I was on public Wi-Fi quite often as I was traveling around. And you saw in my previous episodes, I was actually at the airport and conducted a show there. And it is some potentially unsafe. But one way is you can make yourself safer is by using a VPN, which is a virtual private network. What it does is it encrypts your communication to the internet. It creates a virtual connection to you to the internet, and keeps prying, sniffing software from capturing things like your password, your keystrokes, as you log into your various websites on public Wi-Fi. And heaven forbid, I've been told by many friends who are on the network side, do not ever go to your bank account or check your bank balance or anything like that on public Wi-Fi. It's fine to use it on your phone if you use a phone app from your bank, Chase or whatever, but never log on to your bank or anything like that, or even your. I was having to check my healthcare website for my mother, constantly throughout this trip. But yeah, I used my phone as the Wi-Fi. I didn't use public Wi-Fi. And I was even a bit wary when I was on the public Wi-Fi at the hospital. So, yeah, it's good to have a VPN. And if you are looking for a VPN, well, here's a great one, Aura.com. And not only are they a VPN, but they offer a bunch of other services all rolled into one. They offer a VPN, they offer spam blockers, credit monitoring, and they offer data broker removal services, which is a whole nother thing. If you don't want to get all these spam emails, spam calls, spam texts, one of the ways you can do that is get yourself removed from all these marketing companies. And the way to do that is, well, you'd have to go through all these marketing companies first and formally request to have your data removed. But if you sign up with Aura, they will do all of that for you. They'll contact hundreds of these data brokers and formally request to have your data removed. And that's one way you can help keep your name, help keep the number of spam emails and spam texts you get down to a bare minimum. So try them out. r.com/moondog is my link. Try them out for free. So yeah, use my link and let me know how it works for you. All right, we got some more folks joining in. We got Isaac, we got J Delta, and I gotta apologize, folks, if you hear they're doing construction. They're building my neighbors are expanding their house because they're expecting twins. So yeah, you're going to need a little bit more room, I think. And they're expecting to have their in-laws in town when the babies come. So yeah, that's what they're doing. So if you're hearing construction noise, that's unfortunately outside of my studio and outside of my ability to halt the noise. But hopefully it's not too much of a bother. Okay, so here's our first clue in the prizes that we're giving away. And the prizes that we're giving away today are going to be, three winners are going to get a tactical Nintendo knife. This is from the Toadstool Cafe. You got a tactical knife from a Nintendo tactical knife. And we got three winners. Oh, good. Portia Speecher says he doesn't hear any noise. So the noise cancellation on the speaker and or the software is working. So that's a good thing. Anyway, here's your clue. This is a beverage brand. And if you happen to know who this beverage brand is, hold on a second. Let me just make sure that this is all queued up. I think, there we go. And yeah, so go ahead and start doing it now. If you know who this brand is that you see in this picture here, and I'm going to zoom in so that you can see it a little more clearly. If you know this brand, it's a beverage brand. Type in hashtag, some hashtag symbol, the pound symbol for us oldsters, or the tic-tac-toe symbol, and put in the single word name for this particular brand. And hint, it is a crown that you're looking at. All right. So if you know who this is, put in the hashtag and the name, and you'll be entered in the contest that we're going to have at the end of the show. All right, let's get into the new videos this week. Because I had quite a few, but a lot of them were short, and I posted it up, and it was a busy weekend. It was Labor Day weekend, a long weekend. By the way, how was your Labor Day weekend? What did everybody do? I was busy cleaning out the house that I grew up in and getting it ready to sell it for my mother, who's doing much better, by the way. For everybody I appreciate everybody's prayers and thoughts. She's doing much better now and living near me now. But yeah, we had to clean out her house. And I got to learn the interesting aspects of the public dumping system in Los Angeles. There are literally dozens of public dumps in just the San Fernando Valley, and it seems like the majority of them are in the San Fernando Valley. And one of them that I went to, it was really strange. It was right in the middle of, like, in between a junkyard and a car wrecking junkyard and an aggregate cement lot. But the lot itself, each of these lots was, I would say, maybe 100 feet wide at the most, and that was the entire width of the public dump. So you came in one side of that 100 foot, and there was a building in between. That was where the offices were. Where you came in, there was a scale, and you walked into the office. You put down a deposit, and I had to put down a cash deposit of $200 before I could go in. And another 300 feet, another 100 yards back, was this pile of junk and a, a scoop, a bulldozer scoop, pulling in all the junk out of people's trailers. And then you turned around and you drove out. I mean, there wasn't, I don't know, I guess they must be loading these things into dump trucks and taking it to a bigger dump somewhere else. These smaller dumps. So it was kind of a weird experience. But hey, hopefully I'll never have to do it again anytime soon. But yeah, there's a lot of old junk and garbage and things in the side yards, in the backyard, in the garage, and yeah, so much stuff that you accumulate over. Let's see, she was living in that house 50 years. So yeah, just the detritus of 50 years and most of the stuff, honestly, was useless. I mean, I'd cleared out most of my stuff when I was from my room from when I was growing up, so years ago. But we found stuff, old photos, old appliances that weren't being used. That just it was amazing what we keep and just don't throw away. Old clothes that just don't fit. That's not like, and they weren't like sentimental value clothes. It was just like old sweaters, pants, and like why wasn't this donated years ago? I don't know, but that's what happened anyway. So I was down in LA to do that over the Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys had a much better Labor Day weekend. Hope some of you guys got to actually go travel and see things with your families this weekend. But let me know what you guys were up to. All right, but over the weekend I posted up some new videos. Here's one. It is of a quick review of this MVG RVG plug from Missouri Tactical, and it is a little plastic silicone plug. But if you have a front hand guard, I'm sorry, a front handle that you can attach a key mod or a M-LOK front hand grip from Magpul, they're hollow on to reduce weight. But hey, couldn't you use that space, that hollow space, for something? You can with the Missouri Tactical MVG RVG plug. You plug up the end of that, and you have a space to put spare batteries, a bore snake, or in this case, also it's designed with little slots, and that you can put in a coin battery and also a little hole to put in a Allen key. So here's the video. This is a Missouri Tactical MVG RVG foregrip storage plug, and it's so simple that it's brilliant. As the name implies, it's designed to fit into a Magpul RVG grip here, and this is from Missouri Tactical. And if you notice, these are hollow, perfect to put stuff in. Well, if you notice here, there's a little slit with a 2032 imprint. Well, that fits a 2032 coin battery. And this little hole here, perfect for sticking on an Allen key. And now if you wet this with a little bit, I'm using a moistened cloth here, and just provide a little bit of lubricant to get this into the grip. And now you have an airtight, watertight seal to keep your battery dry and safe. And it really does work from Motac. So there you go. Super. I mean, it's a wonder nobody came up with that sooner. But I'm sure the folks at Missouri Tactical are glad nobody has, because that is their newest product that they've come out with. Just, it seems like, duh, it's such a great idea and very affordable. So if you do have a Magpul foregrip, get one of these. And if you know somebody who does, that's a perfect. I'd say it's a perfect Christmas gift. All right, so let's see what else we have. We had some folks. Pick says my wife had some family over for a cookout. Yeah, perfect time for a cookout end of summer. Uh, first one she lost, and first one she had since she lost both parents. I'm sorry. But I'm glad that you had some family and friends over. It's a good opportunity to get family and friends over. While I was down in LA, I had an opportunity. It seemed kind of, I mean, I wanted to have a farewell party for my mom, but because of her health issues with her hip and other surgeries, there just wasn't time. And she's still in kind of a lot of pain, so it's not like she would have liked to have a bunch of people and try to put on a happy face for them when she's kind of miserable. So yeah, we didn't have an opportunity to have a party, farewell party for her while we were down there. But did like to have I did want to see a few friends, um, especially my childhood friends who still live in LA. So I invited a few over. Had some got to see some high school and middle school friends, and we had dinner and a lunch together, and it was kind of cool to be there, not knowing that there probably won't be as many opportunities to see each other, because one, I have even less of a reason to go down to LA. And every time I go down to LA, I keep on thinking there's a reason why I don't live in LA, because the traffic is so bad now. It's certainly not like when I was growing up there 40 years ago, and driving around, and you could drive. Um, Driving was so much easier. I mean, granted, there was always traffic, hellacious traffic during rush hour, but rush hour started like at 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now the traffic is bad pretty much every time, everything from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. It's just bad traffic. And yeah, I mean, but when I was growing up in high school and got my driver's license, I could, in just in the middle of the week, I could drive to the beach, and that same day drive up to the mountains, and then drive home and drive somewhere else, to Westwood for dinner, all in one day. And I could accomplish all that with minimum fuss. Now, good luck. Just going to Evic to deliver some O-rings that I happened to find at my mom's house. That took a good 45 minutes through traffic that is maybe about 16 miles away. Yeah, 45 minutes to drive 16 miles. That's how bad it is. So anyway, uh, let's see. Where are we at now? Oh yes. So the video that I posted on Moondog 2A was the MVG stash video. And on my Moondog Reviews channel, I posted a little mini demo of the LuxGun tripod. It's a carbon fiber tripod. And yes, that is me hanging on this tripod. I just wanted to show that even though it's rated for like 44 pounds, it can hold quite a bit more. So here's the video. So Yeah, it is remarkably strong. Though I will not recommend doing this yourself because that is carbon fiber, and when it snaps, it leaves a fairly sharp edge. So just be mindful. But yeah, it is. It was able to withstand a lot more than it's rated, and any difficulty you saw me. In fact, I even managed to to drive one of the legs pretty far into the sod there, just from my weight. So a bit more than 44 pounds, I'd have to say, even though I've been working on that. So hopefully you are a bit more than 44 pounds. All right. And on my Moondog travel channel, Moondog Go, um, I posted a video of the uh, what is it, Bowser Jr. Shadow Challenge, and this is the game where you have to get in to even to go to this particular ride or attraction at Universal in the Super Nintendo world. You have to earn your way in by one. You have to buy these uh, uh, near field um, wristbands, and then you have to complete three other mini games throughout Super Nintendo world. And if you've earned the badges from three of the four mini games that are there, you can gain access to the Bowser Jr. Challenge. And here is what you get to see when you go in.
Welcome to Bowser Jr. Shadow Showdown. Those are your numbers when you go into the other room. Any loose items you may have, there's a cubby hole inside for you to put your items into. Please do so.
So what you're seeing there is my shadow projected onto the screen. So that's me actually waving my hand. And when you're there, if you're playing it, if you jump up, and if you wave your hand, you send fireballs as long as you hit the power. You're trying not to get hit, and you're trying to wave off or hit the bombs. There we go. We won. And it's a cooperative game, so you and up to eight other players inside the game. So that was the mini game that you went there. I don't know if you get a sense of it. You walk into this room. It's about 30 feet wide, and there's a row of circles there for up to 8 individual players, and or 8 individual guests, and you each stand in one of the circles. And there's cameras there. So I guess using the same technology that was in the Microsoft Kinect. And it sees you and sends using an infrared camera, and it projects a silhouette of you, a shadow of you on screen, and it matches your movements. And depending on the objects, the game creatures, the bombs and other things that are on the screen next to your shadow, you move, and your shadow moves, and your shadow interacts with the game. So it's all really kind of fun. And I kind of I don't know. Did anybody else have a Connect? I did, and I thought it was a great device. It was kind of awkward to use at times because one, yeah, every time I wanted to play or the kids wanted to play, we'd have to clear off the living room to make room for it. And there's always a chance of interference or whatever. So it is, but unfortunately, for I don't know a number of reasons, Microsoft abandoned support of that. So yeah, a lot of the games were kind of difficult to use with the Switch, but there were some party games, especially the dance games, that were fun to use with that. And it's a kind of a shame that hopefully somebody comes up with a similar device for one of the upcoming consoles that are out there, either Nintendo or Microsoft or PlayStation comes up with a newer version of those cameras that can let you interact with a game just by staying around it. Vadim says you should consider a VR headset. I I've used them. I'm still not. I mean, they're awesome. The ones that I've tried. I've tried the HTC one, which really does require a full on room to use properly. And I have used the why am I blanking here? The Google version, the Google one, which is a sit down one. But they are cool, but it does require a bit of room to use. But I like the AR aspect of where you don't have to. And I've been to the Sandbox arena and the other one. There's another VR one where you actually have to put on this like hat with ping pong balls to measure you. But the games at that place just were kind of mid, I'd have to say. Oh, so the new MetaQuest headsets. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I it seems to be the way to go, and also the new Apple headset. I haven't had a chance to try that, but everybody says they're pretty freaking awesome, and I get it. Just definitely have to try. To your point, I definitely have to try those. Okay, so let's get into getting your input on what do you think would be a good thumbnail headline for this video that's going to be coming up. It's going to be comparing TAC-22 to CCI standard. And of course, I could just go with a headline, TAC-22 versus CCI standard. How about that? How clever is that? But maybe you guys have a better idea of a more succinct or a clever headline. This is going to be one of a series of comparison videos that I'll be shooting with my CZ457 to try to find what's a good one. I want to find out what's a good match ammo, of course, but I also just want to find out what is if I didn't have the money to put down for practicing with Center X or Midas or whatever. I don't have a big enough YouTube channel to be plunking down 25, 30 bucks for for 50 rounds of rimfire. But if I was just shooting regular practice with my CZ457, I want to see which of the readily available ammo from my local gun store, my local Big Five, shoots the best. So here's the first one of this comparison series, CCI standard versus TAC-22. Tim's got a good one. TAC-22, a TAC driver. Nice. Yes, comparing ammo I could actually find. Thankfully, they did strike down the ammo import mailing law, mail order ammo law in California. So I no longer have to. Prior to this, I was required to ship any ammo that I bought online to an FFL, and the FFLs have to hold on to all that paperwork and run a background check, and it's just a pain in the ass on their part. So they have to charge. They're going to charge a service fee to go through all the rigmarole. So it ends up costing like 20 bucks as a service charge to get ammo. And it's fine if you're buying a case. If you're buying bricks of ammo, then you can amortize the cost of that FFL fee. But if you're just buying one box of ammo, $9 of ammo, it doesn't make sense to be spending $29 for a $9 box of ammo, or a $5 box of ammo for that matter. So Anyway, thankfully they've struck down the law, so I've uh, managed to buy a variety of 22 rimfires, which is one of the reasons why I'm starting this test. Is I've got a bunch more of different brands that I can get a hold of now. So this is going to be a start of a series. All right. So if you have any other thoughts, please post them or leave me a comment with your thoughts on a good headline. But thanks, Tim, for that one. That worked. All right. Here's the next clue for the brand challenge here. And if you know the brand, based on these clues, put it in a hashtag and the name of the brand. So here's the clue. This Mexican brand of beer produced by Grupo Modelo in Mexico and exported to markets around the world. And it's exported around the world by the Belgian company AB InBev. So, TJ Fishing says Battle of the Budgets in reference to this one. So, to the previous. Anyway, back to the clue. If you guys know this beer brand, put in hashtag and its name, and you could win a tactical knife. Nintendo tactical knife is what I'm calling it. This is a knife that you get from the Toadstool Cafe at Super Nintendo World. So I brought a couple of these back. You could win one of these. Just put in hashtag and this beer brand and the side chat, and you'll be automatically entered to win. So let's see. Got 2 entries thus far, or at least 2 correct entries, and you'll be automatically entered. So chances are good because those 2 entries are going to win something because I got 3 knives here for anybody who wins. Okay, let's go to our. All right, this is what I was going to bring up as a topic today, and that is the topic is viral shorts. And if you know this beer brand, it's in the thumbnail, and it's kind of a visual pun that I had for the thumbnail for this show. But the reason, the topic I wanted to talk about today is this odd situation where while I was away and not really monitoring what was going on with the channel or anything over the long Labor Day weekend, but for whatever reason, this video short that I posted 3 years ago, or is it 2 years ago now? I think it's 2 years ago that I posted 2 years ago, back in when I went to SHOT Show 2023, of this folding 22 rimfire pistol, this ultra compact concealed folding pistol that was debuted at SHOT Show. It was a very clever pistol, and I thought, wow, this is the coolest thing I've seen at SHOT Show that year. And I posted a video of it, and it got a little bit of views, quite a bit of views. But that's the last I really looked into the pistol. And then, lo and behold, this weekend, that video short just blew up. And by blew up, let me just look here at how many views this video short has gotten. It's gotten 300,000 views. For me, that's a lot of views. 300,000. That's the most views I've gotten from any of my video shorts. So that's just crazy to me. Like 2 years of nothing, and then this weekend it just blows up, and goes viral, or at least viral for me. I mean, for other folks, they would consider a viral video over like 500,000 or whatever. But for my small channel, that's crazy numbers. And I'm just wondering what sort of brought this about. I was trying to look to see if any of the big YouTubers had reviewed this recently, like Hickok or I Veteran 888 or Scooch or somebody. Nope, didn't. Apparently, somebody else posted a video, and then people have been just looking for more information about the Third Bay ounce, which is Third Bay is the company that puts this pistol out, and the pistol itself is called the ounce. It's a 10+1 round 22 pistol that has an internal magazine, semi-auto. And here I'll show you the video of the demonstration video that I posted that everybody's been watching. Is the Ounce by Third Bay, the most compact semi-auto pistol I've ever seen. This folding 22 caliber pistol holds 10 rounds of 22 long rifle in an internal magazine. It has a 3-inch barrel, is less than 5 inches long and 2 inches thick when folded, and weighs less than 8 ounces. To load or disassemble the weapon, you partially unfold the handle to the safe disengaged position. Unusually, your rounds are held in place vertically with these white traveling brackets, and the cover can be completely removed for easier access. Folding and unfolding the handle manually extracts any round in the chamber, and with the handle in this position, you can easily disassemble it for cleaning. The barrel and bolt assembly simply lift out. If you experience a misfire, you simply fold up the handle, and then folding the handle back down manually extracts the dud round and loads the next round. And you're ready to go. So I should point out that I made a mistake in describing this pistol. When I say 2 inches, less than 2 inches thick, I meant 2 inches wide, because thickness is about 3/4 of an inch, about anywhere between like a half an inch and 3/4 of an inch. So it's really super thin. It's just that when you're folding it, it is, when it's folded, it's about yay tall. So yeah, it's less than 2 inches wide by less than 5 inches long when folded, and it's less than an inch thick, fully loaded. The thing is tiny when it's folded. And here's the other segment of this video. This is the inventor here.
What we have is a new concealed carry pistol. It's a 10+1 semi-automatic, chambered in 22 LR. You can see it has 2 different states. It has this collapse state, which is convenient for putting in your pocket. It's a very safe in this state. It's impossible to make it go off. But when you want to use it as a firearm, you point the red away. That's where the barrel will come out. And you push on the blue to open it up, and you're good to go.
How long is that barrel?
The barrel is 3 3/4 inches long.
Oh.
So it does have pretty decent accuracy for something this small and light. It weighs about 8 ounces fully loaded. So it's very convenient. It doesn't print when you put it in your pocket. Easy to go. Pull it out. When you get good at it, you can just pinch it. It's popped open and ready for action.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, not only is this the most popular video that I've posted, video short that I've posted, but it also has gotten a crap ton of comments. Unfortunately, I'd say half of them are somewhat negative, just like, oh, that looks like a piece of junk. Or the biggest negative comments I've gotten is one, the people think it looks flimsy, and and of course that it's really expensive, because the street price on this is well north of $800. And yeah, it's expensive. I will honestly say I'm not going to be paying $800 for a compact pistol, but for a small batch, basically this guy Bill invented this. He's an engineer, and he's not a big arms company, so if he's making this in his workshop, that's how much his time is worth in terms of putting this out. And his stuff is sold out already, so it's a back order to get this, and they've moved to Oklahoma, is what I found out, from, I believe, Florida. And he's trying to expand and ramp up production, but in this early stages of his company, and he's trying to get this off the ground, just to pay bills, and just the cost of making things in smaller batches is going to be high. He's no Ruger or Keltec or Glock in terms of, Keltec, they're always back ordered on their stuff. So I mean, short of him contracting out with a foreign manufacturer, especially in Turkey, this price is not going to go down anytime quickly. But he's mindful of that. But he just priced it considering how much time he's spending to build these things. If he expands his workshop, obviously, ramps up production, the price will go down. But it is what it is at this present time. And he gets into it in my full length video, the reasoning behind Why he invented it? He invented it for his friend. She was assaulted in her own home, but she doesn't have a lot of hand strength, so she was looking to get a pistol after the assault, but she just doesn't have the hand strength to rack a slide or pull a dual action revolver reliably. So he invented something that was very lightweight that she could easily fit in her purse, or in her case, wearing a lanyard around her neck underneath her shirt that she can just pull out, unfold, and you don't have to rack it. It's just the mechanism, the action of opening the handle cocks it, and you just shoot. It got 10 plus 1 rounds, one in the chamber. I think it's really clever. It's not my cup of tea in terms of if I was looking for a pistol or the design. Oh, that's unusual. Okay, so sorry, that must be the AI. There we go, doing the thumbs up. By the way, thumbs up. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and like this show if you're watching it right now, before you forget about that. But yeah. Well, anyway, what do you think of the ounce pistol? Since you've seen it, I've already gotten some comments here. TJ says it's very James Bond. Indeed, this is something I'd expect to see soon in some action film, just because it is. It doesn't look like. And what does it look like? Honestly, it doesn't look like any firearm at all when it's fully closed. My buddy collects Oddball 22 pistols. And this one, I wonder if he has one of these, because it is certainly a rare oddball rimfire pistol. And Pick says, I've never seen anything like this. Yeah, when my friend who was with me at SHOT pulled me up like, hey, you got to check this out. I'm like, oh my gosh, never seen anything this small. And I held it. It doesn't feel as flimsy as it looks. Certainly, it's because it's polymer. It doesn't have it doesn't feel like a subcompact a rimfire or 320 or 380. I had a Bobcat, but bred a Bobcat years ago, and that even though the thing was tiny, it felt solid. This thing was way lighter than that Bobcat, and it is unusual, and I'm sure like he was able to just quickly basically pinch it, pop open, and so there were some of the complaints of like, oh, any pistol you have to use two hands to operate. Yeah, if you don't know how and you're getting used to it, yeah, you'll have to use two hands. But he was able to just pull it out, pinch it, and open. So yeah, with any practice. And other complaints I saw out there were, oh, it's so small that he was flagging his own hand with the barrel. You're going to have that problem with any subcompact that's the size of the palm of your hand, flagging the pistol when you're racking it. Just to when you're racking it, your hand naturally goes over. It's so short. And when you have any subcompact pistol, that your hand will, unless you have to train to not put your hand over the front of the barrel to go back and over the top. So that's the same issue with any subcompact or ultra compact pistol, is flagging yourself. So that's something you just have to train yourself not to do. Portia Speedster says it looks like a vape product. True. I've seen vapes that look that are smaller than this. I mean, that are bigger than this. This thing is tiny, and it does kind of look like a strange little vape. So that brings up the reason I wanted to talk about this is, I was watching one of, what is it? Ryan's World. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It is a YouTuber, a toy YouTuber. He does toy reviews, but he was listed at one point as the richest or the most highly paid YouTuber or influencer out there. It's this, now he's 14 years old, but when his channel got started, he was like 9. And his father, this is like, 6-7 years ago, that he started the channel. But yeah, his earliest video has got like over 1 billion views. That's just crazy. So me being surprised that I got 300,000 views is a far cry from a billion views. But it just shows you that what we consider to be viral is really relative. For my like I said, my channel's got 33,000 subscribers, which among my cohorts, my friends like American Hillbilly and JH586, that's a lot of subscribers compared to a lot of the guys that I hang out with. But not as much as say Cyclops Joe. He's got, I think, 300,000 subscribers now, so 10 times as large. And of course, even bigger YouTubers out there like Hickok has got over 1 million subscribers, and Iraq Veteran 8088 and Demolition Ranch. So we're talking millions of subscribers, but still small potatoes compared to broader YouTubers like Mr. Beast and Ryan of Ryan's World. And yeah, I would love to have a really truly viral 1 million view video, but this is the closest I've gotten. But it's just some kind of strange that a 3-year-old or 2-year-old video would just suddenly blow up out of nowhere. I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I think I actually picked up something like 400 subscribers because of that video, which I'm shocked, but I'm really glad. I'm in and I'm trying to respond to everybody who posts, even if they're the negative ones who say that it's a piece of junk or basically hate on the design or the price or whatever of the pistol. Or here's the other popular one. They're complaining about 22s, like get a real gun or get a real caliber. Like, yeah, that's going to be an ongoing debate. But somebody said a 22 in the hand is much better than a 45 left at home. So there you go. J Delta says, congratulations. Yeah, I'm glad for this video. I hope that it keeps on blowing up and I get more subscribers on this. I would love to get more subscribers on the other channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out Moondog Reviews and Moondog Go and subscribe to that. Which of course we'll get into, because we're gonna have to do we're talking about it. Have you guys ever thought of starting your own YouTube channel? Because when I started doing this, it's been 5 years now since COVID started. And the reason I started doing YouTube was boredom, mostly boredom, or the flip side, mostly because it was fun to do. I wasn't working at the time because, everything was shut down, and I had my phone and I was going to the range when they finally reopened the range. Thank goodness. But because it's a county range, it was shut down like everything else, but they finally let folks go out when the CDC finally admitted that, hey, you know what? Instead of forcing everybody to stay indoors, it's actually a good thing to be outdoors and exposed to UV. Who knew? Oh, who knew that UV is a disinfectant? Anyway, so as soon as I could get to the range, I was, just trying to enjoy myself out at the range, and I was doing ammo tests then, trying to see, hey, you know what? Let's see what shoots better in my 1022. Which of this, and at the time, it was hard to get ammo. So I just shot whatever I had on hand and just tried to see, okay, how does this shoot in my 1022 or my Ruger precision rimfire? And I just filmed the videos, or I filmed videos of the scope that I just bought, or was trying out, and it was fun to me to post this up, and I got some positive comments, and this is why I started my channel. But I know some people I've talked to who've reached out to me about asking me about, how do I film this or how do I do this? Some folks who just want to contact me and show me some of the things that they're doing, like this one YouTuber who he's a little shy, so I know he doesn't want to be called out, but he's building his own range in his property, and thankfully he lives back east in the South, where you can shoot in your backyard, and it's a pretty cool looking range that he's building for rimfire and for air gun. And he had some initial thoughts of filming this, and I was encouraging him, saying, "Hey, you got a really nice range. You should film some of this and post it up on video." But he doesn't want to because he just can't handle all the negative comments he got on his first video. And yeah, it kind of sucks when you get comments of people hating on you just because people do that online. And it kind of hurt my feelings when I first started posting videos and people were telling me I was doing stuff wrong or whatever. And yeah, granted, yeah, I did, but just the way that they've phrased it was kind of hurtful or whatever. But I've also worked in a business where I get a lot of negative criticism, or I get a lot of criticism, negative and positive. So I've learned not to take it personally, but that is a big turn off for folks. And here's another. Jay Delta is also a YouTuber, by the way, so you should check out his channel. He does a lot of rimfire reviews, and Purchase Beezer says, "I agree on the feeling you get on the bashers." Yeah, there's haters are gonna hate on YouTube and any social media. It's easy to be snarky. And I've done that in the past as well. It's but I've learned not to take it personally and just go on. And even the folks who say something is stupid, I'll just say, well, thanks, or hey, do it yourself and try to do something better. And I try to be encouraging about that, not rather than being sarcastic about it. I think one of the comments one of the posts I got concerning that ounce video was, "What a piece of junk." And I said, my comment was, "If you think that, build a better one." And I mean that with all sincerity. I didn't mean that in a condescending, sarcastic way. No, honestly, if you see something you don't like and you think you could do better, please do it. Rather than just say, to complain about something, do something better. And I'm not going to and that's how I started doing some of the scope videos, and not to bash a lot of the scope reviewers out there. But one of the things that when I started doing reviewing scopes was, I'd see people talking about a scope, but then they'd say it's clear or it's very clear or whatever, but they never show what it looks like through the scope. And I'm like, well, what do you mean by that? So that's the reason why I started filming, figuring out a way to kludge together a mounting system for my phone camera to look through a scope. And I'll be straight up and honest. It's not as good as what you're seeing with your eye, what you're seeing with my camera. But I hope that at least that it gives you an idea of what I'm seeing. And also, since I'm using the same camera, or I've tried to use the same camera for all of my scope reviews, so at least it gives you some measure of ability to compare one scope to another, because hopefully, because I'm using the same camera, you get the same kind of, the relative differences between these different scopes in footage, that if you're looking to the different videos. And here's a post I got here from Pick. Is your screen name have anything to do with a blind artist Viking from New York? Yes and no. Actually, also let me just the short of it is yes, it does, because it is it was coined by a friend of mine who is a jazz trumpet player, and who, for those of you who don't know, Moondog is a nickname of this blind Viking, the blind Viking of I think Park Avenue is what it's called. He was an alternative jazz composer, performer, street performer in New York in the 60s, who's named Moondog, and he came out with a couple of albums in the early 60s, I believe. And I think that's where my friend Adam connected, because obviously he's a classical jazz musician. He started calling me Moondog because of my last name, which is Del Mundo, Moondog. I think that's where he got it from. I want to get him on the live stream to explain where he gave me that nickname. But he gave me that nickname years ago when he was working. He started calling me Moondo and then Moondog, and so I started using that as my screen name gaming on a couple of gaming platforms. I forget if I was playing Rainbow Six or some other ones. So that's where I got Moondog from. And then I started using that when I was playing Airsoft as my call sign, and everybody just calls me Moondog on the field. So that's figured I'll just start a channel called Moondog. Anyway, that's the long answer. Pick says Moondog and Cyclops are hands down the best reviewers out there. Absolutely, and I owe everything, all the videos everything I've done on my scope videos to Cyclops Joe in terms of showing me what are the things that people should be looking for in a scope. And of course, his famous nipple twister test, I think is an awesome test for just showing how mechanically good a turrets are. Because if you can imagine, nobody would ever really put their scope, or at least you'd hope never put their scope through that much abuse. But over time, you're going to be turning those turrets one way or the other over the years. So yeah, might as well see if it'll come back to zero, in one big go at once. If it can't do that, then yeah, what hope have you of it being true a year from now when you have to re-zero the scope? Okay, all right, so moving on. Hopefully that answers some of your questions about where I got my name. Also, thank you for just listening to me talk about this ounce video, which I still kind of blows me away that people are watching and commenting to this video 2 years down the line. But hey, more power to this video. Great. I just wish they would watch the full video, because it answers a lot of their questions, or at least I hope it would answer a lot of their questions about. I think some of the comments are like, "Who is this gun made for?" Well, the inventor explains it in the full video. All right, so contests. If you haven't already, I am giving away these these knives from the Toadstool Cafe to 3 winners out there. You just have to answer the question, and here's the final clue to this brand. Here, I'll bump this up. With the reduction of tariffs due to NAFTA in the early 90s, this beer became the most popular Mexican beer in the United States. So if you know this beer brand, type in hashtag and the name. It's one word that I'm looking for. Type it in the side chat, and you'll be automatically picked up to win one of these Toadstool Cafe, these Nintendo tactical knives. I don't know what type of steel this is, but it's very lightweight, I gotta say. And it's perfect for cutting up those burgers and meatballs that you get at the Toadstool Cafe. So let's see how many we've got for our giveaway. All right, we've got more than 3, so I think that's enough. All right, so let's get into, well, first, before we do the giveaway, let's do the giveaway for the shooting earbuds, which if you didn't know, there was a contest last month to win these Pro Hear earbuds. And to enter the contest, you just had to subscribe to my travel channel, Moondog Go, and send me a screenshot that you had, or donate to the fundraiser that's going on, that I'm sponsoring, or that I'm hosting for the St. Anne middle school class trip to DC. And if you donate to that fundraiser, you could also take a screenshot or send me a link to that you made a donation. Doesn't matter how much of a donation or how little of a donation you make to the school. As long as you make one, send me a screenshot, and you're also entered into the contest. Anyway, here, let me share the wheel of names for the contest here, and share screen to the wheel of names. There we go. All right. So without further ado, there are all the entries. Let's see who wins. And I have your address, so let's see who's going to be the winner of these Pro Hear earbuds. Tyler Pierce, congratulations. All right. So congratulations to Tyler Pierce. I'll be sending your contact information that you filled out when you filled out the entry form for the contest. I'll be sending your contact information over to Pro Hear, and they'll be sending you your brand new set of Bluetooth hearing protection earbuds. And there is a new contest this month that will be going on, and that I also posted a video of. You could win this 60 power scope from TPO and my current contest, and I'll post a link to that contest here on the side. This is a direct link to the contest, and you could always see what contests I'm hosting this month on my website at moondogindustries.com/contest, and I'll post a link to that, so you can find the information on the requirements. It's the same requirements. Just to subscribe to my travel channel, Moondog Go, send me proof that you have, or make a donation to the St. Anne Middle School class trip to DC. And that is also what I'm doing with my fundraiser webpage. I'm posting up some of the past products that I've reviewed, like this night vision camera that snaps on to your scope and converts your scope into a night vision scope. And you could put in a donation to purchase this, and I'll send you the scope. And hey, you're helping out the St. Anne Middle School to actually the funds go to any students who can't afford to go, also to the teachers who are the chaperones. The middle school teachers are the chaperones for the trip, and we're helping to pay for their luggage fees because they're bringing first aid kits and other things. But you know, a luggage is not, check-in luggage is not cheap nowadays. So here's the link to that. Check out my yard sale. I'll be posting up new products practically every week, so you have a chance to get some of the past gear that I reviewed. And let's bring up the contest page. Hold on here. Stop screen, and let me add the share screen for... Okay, last chance to get into the contest for the giveaway. Here we go. We're going to draw. First winner is going to be... So, you just needed to put in hashtag Corona, and you get a chance to win one of these Toadstool Cafe knives. So let's see who's the first winner. Pick. All right, so all the winners that here, be sure to send me an email with a hashtag Corona as the subject line, and I'll to moondogairsoft@gmail.com, and I'll post up the email address on the side chat after the drawing. Okay, so second winner is going to be Michael Dunn. Congratulations. And the final winner is going to be Is it going to be Tim? Is it going to be Portia? It's going to be Portia Speedster. All right. Well, congratulations to everybody. Make sure that you send me an email just to remind me, and also in the email, make sure just put in your ship to address on there, and put in hashtag Corona in the subject line, just so I can more easily find it in all of my mail that I get. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully I'll have another guest in the industry, in the animation industry, to talk about the subject who doesn't work for such a authoritarian company, but it is hard to work in Hollywood and not be affected by the culture wars, because they create the culture wars there. That's what I would have to say. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell buttons on this channel, and especially on my other channels, Moondog Go and Moondog Reviews. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, and hope to see you next week. All right? You be safe out there. God bless. Moondog out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.